My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. This is big news. We just found out that President Trump ordered an investigation into Uranium One, or the transaction of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity under President Obama's administration. If you hear people on the left, it's a non-scandal. It was approved by a committee on foreign investment. Numerous agencies approved it. So what? Money flowed into the Clinton Foundation. Connect the dots the way you would connect Paul Manafort's ostrich feather jacket and George Papadopoulos having a drink with Alexander Downer. Connect those dots. Just because Clapper and Brennan say something, they lied under oath. You trust them, but you don't trust an FBI informant who stated that Russian lobbyists were bragging about their influence over the Obama administration and Madam Secretary. The people on the left don't want to connect the dots. These are people who don't care that Clinton deleted 33,000 emails, utilized numerous servers outside of the United States government, alongside transferring top secret and special access program intelligence onto these servers. So you already have suspicious behavior that would lead to a cover-up or pay-to-play schemes being deleted. Why do you think she used the server? One reason was because she was receiving so much money from foreign interests. Guess who lobbied on behalf of Uranium One? The Podesta Group. This is all public record knowledge. Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin. He met with Vladimir Putin. So they're talking about Russian contacts. Oh, we indicted 12 Russian intelligence officers. Trump never met them. Do you want to know a Russian intelligence officer that an American president met? It was Bill Clinton. Met with Vladimir Putin at his home. The point is, there's enough, not just smoke, there's enough, an inferno of just circumstantial evidence and also the foundation of a RICO bribery racketeering investigation. You have a litany of pay-to-play schemes. Money flows in, over $100 million, but then while the deal was going down, well over $2 million from a Uranium One executive into the Clinton Foundation. She opposed then the Magnitsky Act. She was on the Committee on Foreign Investment. She couldn't veto it. Only President Obama could. He didn't. Why? Why didn't she raise any concerns? The Steele dossier, which she purchased, stated that that Putin hated her and feared her. So the whole thing's nonsensical. Meanwhile, Democrats are focused on Facebook ads and Twitter bots that they haven't even proven swung voters in key swing states, and they're overlooking the magnitude of this overt, transparent, and blatant RICO investigation that should be taking place. Why wasn't it taking place? Why didn't it take place? Why didn't it happen? Because Jeff Sessions didn't want it to happen. And I don't care what you believe, and I'm done with that. People want to believe in the tooth fairy. They can go ahead and do that. It's not for me to. I've done my part in trying to say, hey, listen, you know what? If you think that America, if you were in your 40s or late 30s when the internet was just getting started, and you look back and say You remember America Online, and you got mail, and all that stuff, and you were in your 40s when that happened. Now you believe that through a message board, you should trust people that Sessions has been clowned by Trump 15 times, and he deliberately didn't investigate. But if you want to believe that there's some kind of white hats and all that stuff, that's on you. I'm done with all this. Do what you want. You want to believe in the Loch Ness Monster? Go ahead. I'm just telling you, you're wrong. And I'm trying to help you out, but whatever. Honorable John W. Huber. This is the actual letter. Dear Mr. Huber, in consultation with the Deputy Attorney General, This is a hilarious letter from Jefferson B. Sessions III. And I say the accent's done with love, because people say they love it when I do the accent. So, dear Mr. Huber, in consultation with Rod Rosenstein. This letter was unearthed by a liberal watchdog group. They're trying to make it seem that Trump is this authoritarian when it was really Obama and Clinton who were the authoritarians. They set up and framed and fabricated an investigation into Trump, saying that bodily fluids rained upon him because a Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. They used the Steele dossier, the FBI, all of these characters. Andrew McCabe was under criminal investigation. James Baker, who wanted to indict Clinton, I was right. And he was overruled by James Comey, the top legal counsel. James Baker was under criminal investigation himself. Strzok, who said, we'll stop Trump. James Comey, who did everything possible to create a special counsel utilizing the complete nonsense, the Steele dossier. All of this was done to set up Trump as he was a political rival, and they went after him. They utilized the United States government to go after a political rival. That's what happened. Now, when there's actual criminal conduct, this letter is just an example of the swampiest swamp you've ever seen in your life. But now they're saying this American Oversight Group, oh, my God, he's going after his political rival. Okay, I'm going to read you. Dear Mr. Huber, in consultation with the Deputy Attorney General, oh my God, I have to do this again. Who's the Deputy Attorney General, ladies and gentlemen? Da na 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 da na 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 da na na na. Oh, Rod Rosenstein, who's leaving like within a week. In consultation with Rod Rosenstein, this is the actual letter. You can go on the American Oversight Twitter. This is a FOIA request, so don't say, oh, the Daily Beast, or this is a liberal group. This is the actual letter from the Freedom of Information Act request document that they got from the DOJ that everyone's talking about now. The left is saying, it's an example of Trump's authoritarianism. And the right is saying, or the conservatives, I should say, are saying, or Trump supporters are saying, my God, why didn't Sessions do anything? Dear Mr. Huber, this is from Jefferson B. Sessions. Dear Mr. Huber, in consultation with Rod Rosenstein, in consultation with the Deputy Attorney General, if he consulted Rod Rosenstein, do you think they're going to, start a special counsel? No! In consultation with Rod Rosenstein, I have requested that you review the matters referenced in the enclosed November 13, 2017 letter from Assistant Attorney General Stephen Boyd to House Judiciary Committee Chairman Robert Goodlatte, and make recommendations to me or the Deputy Attorney General as appropriate. Make recommendations to Rod Rosenstein. He's the guy who appointed a special counsel. He's the guy who signed off Mueller. He's the guy who appointed Mueller and then also signed off on FISA warrants that utilized a Steele dossier purchased by Clinton, that utilized a CrowdStrike assessment that was outsourced by Clinton and the Democratic Party. CrowdStrike is a third-party entity. Why would you trust a third-party tech firm that was outsourced by the Democratic Party? That's absurd. Your review need not include matters that you determine are within the scope of the investigations being conducted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Your recommendations should include whether any matters not currently under investigation warrants the opening of an investigation. Jefferson B. Sessions was so cowardly and corrupt. He recused himself from all of this and then found someone else to do nothing and then said to that person, John W. Huber, hey, listen, Your recommendation should include whether any matters not currently under investigation warrants the opening of an investigation, whether any matters currently under investigation require further resources or further investigation, and whether any matters would merit the appointment of special counsel. You pick a crime, any crime, whether it's Clinton transferring top secret intelligence, which James Comey stated she did, or Bill Clinton meeting with Vladimir Putin while it was going down, while they got 20%, while they got, in Utah, uranium mines, yellow cake uranium being shipped out of the country, according to the New York Times. Everything I say, ladies and gentlemen, is backed up by public record resources, evidence. There's no such thing as a white hat, people. Okay, and I'm speaking with love to people who are like, you don't get it. You don't understand. Like, the internet is not a place that you should be like, well, the government's helping us. The government is not going to have any white hats to speak to you, to call you patriot. That doesn't make any sense. If anything, there are people within the government who want gun control, who want to limit your speech, who want to impose their will upon you, not to help you. And then when you have President Trump, who is a great president, even he's not perfect. The government as an institution is an imperfect, and that's, to put it actually very generous, in a very generous manner, the most imperfect institution at best. At worst, in the worst case scenario, it could be an instrument of evil. But you're not going to get anybody to speak through message boards to just help you out because they're thinking in sync with you. Because you very likely, when you were in your early 40s or late 40s or late 30s, this is when the internet was just starting. You don't realize how much deception and how much, like, these hoaxes and these memes, and you don't get how message boards work. So all of this to you is this fun adventure, and it's like we're all on the same side. Yeah, no, you're not. You are, yeah, kind of, but like, this is nonsense. And you know what I'm talking about if you're listening right now. Jeff Sessions was the last person anyone should have trusted. He was essentially a traitor to this country. Essentially. I don't say a traitor. I say essentially a traitor to the country. Essentially. And that's probably harsh, so I take that back. But he was essentially, or he was an extension. I won't say essentially. He was an extension of the Democratic Party. He cared only about becoming Attorney General. He, like Trump said, he should have told Trump that he was going to recuse himself from all of this nonsense, from Trump Russia and everything else. He did not have to pass the buck to John Huber. That's ridiculous. He should have simply said, I'm not gonna begin. Well, which he did. He said in testimony he wasn't gonna begin a special counsel. He didn't think it warranted a special counsel. William Barr stated that there's more reason to investigate, and there's more reason for a special counsel for the Uranium One sale than anything to do with Trump Russia. Democrats are relying on the assessments of people like Clapper and Brennan. It's not going to end well politically, especially because Clinton's running again. This is a massive. So I'll read you the letter again. But if this letter doesn't see, and now they're still spinning it because they're still like, oh well, this shows that they were on the ball. No, it doesn't. If someone says to you, if somebody says to you, a crime is committed, but I'm going to ask someone else's opinion whether it should be investigated, they're covering it up. Sessions and Huber engaged in pretty much a cover-up. Maybe they did some things here and there, but only because they had to. Well, Sessions. Firing Andrew McCabe was not even his call. It was the FBI who said that he had lied. It was the Office of Professional Responsibility. But the point is here, dear Mr. Huber, in consultation with the Deputy Attorney General, I have requested that you review the matters referenced in the enclosed November 13, 2017 letter from Assistant Attorney General Stephen Boyd to House Judiciary Committee Chairman Robert Goodlatte and make recommendations to me or the Deputy Attorney General as appropriate. Your review need not include matters that you deem that you determine are within the scope of the investigation being conducted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Your recommendation should include whether any matters not under current investigation warrant the opening of an investigation, whether any matters currently under investigation require further resources or further investigation, and whether any matters would merit the appointment of a special counsel. Now, Tom Fitton called this a head fake, like in basketball. Paul Sperry said he labeled it in worse terms, like in more severe terms, like it was just basically, I forgot what he said, but it was like kind of like a cover-up type situation. This is not, look, they were dragging their feet because they didn't want to really investigate for whatever reason. I have no clue why. I mean, aside from the fact that Andrew McCabe opened up an investigation into Jeff Sessions to intimidate him. But other than that, you're looking at political power not backing up the president. The president was, again, if you drop a pass in the end zone, you go, you have another try for third and fourth downs. Just admit there is no, sometimes in life, things just stink. Okay? Things just stink. There isn't a silver lining to everything. If I stub my toe, it's not like, but this is going to make me think about my podiatrist in a better light. No, you stubbed your toe, it stinks, it's horrible, and that's it. Huber was terrible. Sessions was an abomination. It's over with. We moved on. This proves, without a shadow of the doubt, but think whatever you want to think because you enjoy this newfound thing called the internet, and you don't realize that message boards are deliberately utilized to deceive impressionable people. Absolutely nothing that LMNOP said or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, came true. Nothing. Everything is, whatever. I'm not going to go into it. I've been saying that Clinton is going to get indicted eventually. Q said Clinton was going to be arrested. Never happened. That was the original nonsensical lie, and it's been a fantasy, a very dangerous fantasy from the start that you shouldn't be listening to. And I can't believe people are still listening to it now. After everything that's happened, after Trump basically clowning Sessions even at the CPAC convention, where he goes after the way, not with love, the way Sessions, his mannerisms, the way he speaks, and explain, look, sometimes you put bad people in positions of power. He was speaking about Sessions, and then by Huber by extension. Huber probably wanted nothing to do with it. He's like, well, why are you picking me? Gosh, it's just like, they didn't do anything. Trump now has an attorney general. We'll see what William Barr does. I'm hoping William Barr does something. I think the momentum is on his side. But this is confirmation that A, Trump isn't going to let this slide. So something's going to happen this year. B, the DOJ has already tried to look into it / was part of the whole Rosenstein and James Comey and eventually Sessions nonsense. And then C, you're looking at Clinton running again, but even if she doesn't, she will. But let's say she doesn't. It's still going to be a huge issue because you have all of this information from whistleblower testimony, FBI informants, William D. Campbell. You have Bill Clinton meeting with Vladimir Putin. You have Clinton's email servers with top secret intelligence that we're still talking about them in the news. And then you have the Steele dossier and you have CrowdStrike, and all of it is interconnected. That you don't need some kind of secret spies to tell you anything. That is right there. It's common knowledge, public record. And that's why I use public record resources like this right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump ordered the investigation of Clinton and Uranium One. And the Uranium One scandal. It is along with the email scandal, two of the biggest travesties in U.S. political history. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. My Patreon link is below to support my voice, and definitely check out HA Second Amendment also. Thank you.